shoulder and back in, but
So this week I got my eyebrows like powder browed, or they call it ombra or microblading, by my friend Christina T. She lives here in Vegas. I'll include her information below. She did such a good job on my brows. Like, I feel like they've never looked so like symmetrical and pretty. I love it. She did a great job. And I realized like that the lady that did it for me the last time, I realized she didn't do that good of a job, because even my friend Christina's like, yeah, they're kind of like a little off. And she was just like so particular in how she was measuring me. And we're like talking and laughing the whole time. And I'm like, some people just have it when it comes to like artistry, beauty, makeup, hair. Like, some people are just so talented. They can sit there and talk and sip on their tea and whatever and laugh and do a perfect job. And I guess that comes with experience and confidence too. But yeah, so I'm really happy. I get my eyebrows like tinted probably every like 2-ish years, like 2-3 years. They have to be redone. The first time I got them done was in Manhattan in New York a few years ago, and I loved the results. I was like, this is so amazing. This is like the best like beauty thing I've ever done for myself, because it really kind of just makes your face just look so much more like symmetrical, and it just gives you that like refreshing like pop of something. So like before, like going out without makeup, I mean, I've been doing that for years, but something about when my brows got tinted, I just felt so confident without makeup. And I love to go without makeup. I usually do that like whenever I can, just to let my skin breathe and, you know, just to like work on my confidence. Like, I don't want to be that person that's only confident if I'm fully done up. I like to be confident, done up, or natural. So anyway, yeah, so I'm super happy about my brows. Hello, my love. So good to see you. How have you been feeling this week? Update me on the news, please. Yeah, just listen and then go ahead and hum back. But when you hum, like just standing tall, relax the shoulders, like relax all this tension up here in your jaw. Just a few minutes to step on the stage, fill the space with your energy. Even if it's practicing just, you know, a few lines here and there, you can't just go into that kind of space without any form of like basic dress rehearsal. It's, we're still working on keeping our larynx low and not straining and stretching on the high notes, but it's not too high. You have plenty of time. 3 months is plenty of time for us to figure this out, to make this fabulous and perfect. What else? What else is happening? Like your tongue should be loose. You should really be drooling a little bit, ideally. Like a little bit of drool is indication that your tongue and your jaw and your whole mouth area is relaxed. Working on the material on a bunch of stuff I wasn't even into. No, like I wouldn't take it back because I learned a lot, but no, you gotta sing what you love. You gotta do what you love. You should be auditioning for roles and things that you're passionate about. And if there's nothing on the plate, you should just be, in your lessons, focused on yourself, learning new material that brings you joy. When you're in alignment with joy, a bunch of more joyful stuff is gonna pop out. And that's just what happens. Like joy creates and spreads more joy. I've learned for me, typically the happy sweet spot in my career and what I'm doing is balanced. It's very kind of average. I realize this. I'm very much an average bitch. I really was like looking at my life. I'm like, I'm just so fucking average. Like it's hilarious. And I never wanted to be average. I always wanted to be, phenomenal, spectacular. But I realized even my shoe size is a size 7.5, which is the average woman's shoe. My height, I'm 5'4", which is the average woman's height. My body, I'm a size 14, 16, the average woman's body. I am so fucking average. And I realize that I really love average now. And it's the Goldilocks effect, not too hot, not too cold. I find that what I'm wanting to do in my life is typically kind of average. It's sort of in the middle of what I'm seeing. Like, I'm so grateful I was not Britney Spears. I'm so grateful I was not Michael Jackson. I'm so grateful because it would have been too much for me. I was watching this interview today with Bad Bunny, and they're like, what would be like your best day? And he said like the most normal things. He's like, oh my gosh, my favorite day would be like go to the beach, sleep in, have a cup of coffee, have a delicious dinner, go to bed early. And I'm like laughing out loud because I'm like, well, that is kind of my life. Like, I mean, not every single day, but most days of the week, his dream day, Bad Bunny's dream day is my everyday. I realize, so what am I trying to say? There's a few things about me that you guys should know is I don't do anything unless there is joy there. Like, even if it doesn't make any sense to other people, there's something about it that's fun for me. I feel like I'm, remembering who I am and growing or evolving in a fun, cool, sexy way. Like, I just always have followed my passions and my joys and my fun. And sometimes I didn't really know where it was going to go. In fact, most of the time I had no idea where it was going to go. Growing up, studying music, taking voice lessons, singing in choirs. And never in a million years did I dream that, I would go to college and study that. And then after college, work professionally as a classical singer and then doing what I do, working with singers and artists and creatives, and now kind of going more into the spiritual side of things, like music healing and wellness and, people just feeling like rejuvenated and joyful and healed and happy while using the very extremely fun art of music. My life just keeps taking these interesting turns, and just everything I've done, it's like it led me to the next thing. And when I felt things became unbearable or heavy, and even something you once loved, even something you once loved can become something you loathe. It is nothing personal. I realize this. It's not personal. It's just that you outgrow things. Like, you've had your time there. You've had that adventure. So, I look out for that. I remember one time I had this church job. I sang for this beautiful church in California. I was their section leader and their soprano soloist. And You know, we would do these beautiful concerts like Handel's Messiah for the holidays. Like, it was just beautiful. The musicians I worked with were amazing. It was like heaven on earth. It was perfection. But even that one day became from something I loved to something I loathed. Not because there was anything wrong with that job. It's just, I had done everything I was supposed to do there, and it was time to move on. So learning to let go of things that feel heavy and burdensome, and maybe it was something you once loved, but now you loathe it, is something that I really hold to. And now that I'm a little older and wiser, I've also learned like not to make promises I can't keep. I've really gotten better at that. When I was much younger, teenager, college years, etc., like, you know, you make promises to stay forever, you know, in a certain career or in certain relationships or whatever it might be. And you mean it at the time, you know, but I just learned like things run their course. So for me, my big thing is, you know, don't listen to what anyone says or does, because half of the stuff you're doing will lead to seemingly nowhere, but really it is leading you somewhere. It is preparing you to evolve and to develop into, you know, the most beautiful butterfly ever. So there are gems that you will collect along every path you go. They won't always, you know, be a direct path to what you're doing in your purpose on this earth, but it'll add to you in certain ways. Sometimes, you know, you do things because they just give you a certain swag. They give you a certain confidence that you need to go into that thing. Do I believe everybody has like a purpose? Do I think probably everybody has a reason for being here. It's like, why else would you come to this earth? Too much trouble otherwise, unless you had something amazing you wanted to experience and do and share, and some act of love that you wanted to give. But yeah, so that's all I preach it all the time. I've talked about this on this channel, but it's not something that I'm just talking about. It's something I live. You know, I follow my highest excitement, my greatest joy. I know now I'm better about not making long-term promises, because you just never know. You know, some things can go decades and you're shocked, but other things end quicker. So I try to have like a little bit more of a loose, you know, the other thing, it's okay if people come and go. It's okay if someone doesn't accept me for a job. I don't even care if a guy ghosts me at this point. I'm like, okay, like if you weren't feeling it like that, or I don't know, maybe he's insecure about something, or I don't know. I've really learned to hold stuff a lot more loosely. Let things come and go. Let things run their course. You know, when things are done, they're done. And so it causes me to really enjoy life. But for me, you know, with all that I do in my career, I can tell you this, like, you know, I used to be a bartender full time. Every drink I made, every customer I met, you know, just everything I experienced in that, it really did evolve me. So even though I always knew I was never going to be a bartender forever, that was not what I came to do. I knew it was like it was putting in certain puzzle pieces of my life that needed to be there to build my confidence, my style, my swag, my ability to be kind of like an independent thinker and a strong woman, you know, stuff like that. So it's never for nothing. And it doesn't matter what people say or do or think, as long as you are having some element of fun or joy. I promise you, like, you're on the right path. Even if it's just a little element of fun or joy or growth, and you just feel it in you, you don't quite know where it's going. Things lead to things, and you will always find yourself in alignment with your greatest purposes when you do that. So yeah, for me, singing and music and spirituality and music healing, it's just kind of something I've done my whole life to different levels and degrees. But I just think I've been through so many different things in my life now that I'm more prepared to kind of deliver in on this bigger purpose in my life more sort of full out and full time. So if you guys want to work with me, I offer voice lessons for singers. And I offer music healing and wellness sessions for teens and adults. And I also offer music activity coaching for seniors. Everybody has to be a badass. I prefer misfits and baddies over everyone else. But I work with teens, adults, and badass seniors. Including seniors that may be struggling with memory issues or mental health issues. I work with that. using music and love and spirituality to like invigorate you and just bring you back to your joy. It's supposed to be, it's fun. Like, it's not really that serious. I mean, it can be serious and the healing that happens can be serious, but ultimately it's just having a good time together and having fun. And, just using art and creativity and music and all that. So if you guys want to work with me, you guys can click in the links below. You guys can book a complimentary little session with me just to kind of get started and see if we're a good fit. And yeah, that's that. Okay, you guys, I've been working all day. I don't tend to work long hours in what I do. They're just very intense. It's just like I may only work 4 hours a day, but it's very intense. So that is how my work is. It's about intensity, not length. Here's my refrigerator. I wanted to show you guys that I keep mostly plant-based foods in my house. I'm not super strict about it. I totally cheat. If I go out to a party and all there are meat products, I'm totally gonna have some and not worry about it. I don't like to take like kind of like really strict views on diet. I just noticed I don't really like to cook meat. I love the colors and the freshness and the variety of plant-based foods. So I tend to keep, honestly, I probably eat like mostly plant-based. And you can see in my fridge, I keep a lot of veggie type of products. And I feel really good. I really enjoy this diet. And it's just something I've always enjoyed cooking and eating. So, but for now, just kind of a lazy, cheating vegan, I guess you could say. But here's the veggie burger I made that night. And then I have a little like potato salad with some salsa, a pickle. This was like a soy sauce ramen. And then I have some vegetable dumplings. And this is the dessert. It was a vegan yogurt with an oatmeal cookie crumble and peaches. So later that night, I went out with 2 of my friends. We decided to go to the Orleans casino. This casino is so cool, you guys. It's like warm, it's down to earth, it's, like casual, but it's got this cool Mardi Gras, Southern Louisiana Cajun vibe. It was like a Monday, Tuesday night. It was busy. Like there were lots of people there. So they were definitely hopping. And yeah, just like we wanted to go and maybe get some appetizers and a couple drinks. The main reason I went was because me and my friend Max wanted to go see my friend Ari. He is the head bartender here. This is at Alder and Birch, which is kind of their sort of more fancy upscale steakhouse with like craft cocktails. And Ari and Max and I worked together at my last job, and we've all moved on, so to bigger and better things. So I'm really proud of Ari. His cocktails are always so delicious. He always pays so much great attention to the details and makes everything so beautiful. This is the Negroni that he made me. And then also afterwards, I had a cocktail that was kind of a take on like a raspberry lemon drop. And I love the frozen chilled glass with the sugar around the rim. So delicious. These are my guys. These are like my 2 closest friends in Vegas. I've been here in Vegas for a few years and I haven't really made a lot of friends here, honestly. So I kind of like really treasure the friends I've made. And yeah, they have just such like a beautiful energy and aura and vibe. And I love that. I really feel people's auras. So we had, some time at Alder and Birch. And then afterwards we went up to the bowling alley, hung out there and had some more drinks there. And yeah, just had a good, relaxing time together. They're so cute. So much fun. Love my friends.
That's what I always do, and they never catch me. Ain't nobody gonna catch me.
Because you're too streetwise?
Yup.